guys, it is your boy, the Streets Champ, Terry World, party time, excellent. And guys, it is still prediction week, baby! Now guys, if you haven't watched my previous video, I've sent some people to your house to make sure that you do. We did bold predictions for each Premier League club, but now it's time for the main event, no Jey Uso. This is the Premier League table prediction. And this ain't a prediction, baby. It's a spoiler. And we will also be looking at individual player awards after the table is done. So make sure you guys stick around. And guys, remember, these are not just my predictions. I want you guys to go into the comments and drop your predictions too. So that when we do revisit this in a year's time, 1, we can see my predictions again. 2, you can see your predictions again. And 3, we can accept that absolutely none of us know ball. Now guys, before we get into these predictions, boys, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we're trying to hit that before 2026. Shout out to all the day one ooses that are already subscribed. And if you're new here, you can subscribe today and become an honorary oos. And you can join the legendary cult that is World Gang, before it gets overcrowded around here. And of course, if you are new here, make sure you get down into the comments and comment below that you're officially joining the journey, not this piece of crap, so that me and all the day one ooses can welcome you accordingly. Thank you everybody that's watching this video. Let's get into the business. Alright, dead last is Burnley. I've put Burnley in 20th, and I think even some of their fans are gonna be like, yo, whoa, Toby, that's still too high. They have Armando Broja leading their charge. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. We are about to see levels of washed from Kyle Walker that's gonna make QPR Rio Ferdinand look like Maldini. Burnley, it was nice knowing you. We'll see you guys back in 2 seasons. 19th place, I got Leeds. Now, Leeds are going into this season with Daniel as their manager. And I'm not exaggerating. I've seen this man get relegated more times than I've seen my dad. I don't know if it's the fact that he sounds like the 3 little pigs from Shrek, but he can never get a tune out of his team. I feel like they're gonna sack him, but the guy that is going to be introduced isn't gonna save them from the inevitable, which is that they're going to go down like Uncle Jude. 18th place, I got Sunderland till I die. Now I know nobody wants to see all 3 newly promoted sides get relegated again. But don't worry guys, this is the last season. Burnley and City are getting promoted to the Premier League next season, and they're gonna show everybody how the big boys play. Now, I really want Sunderland to stay because I'd like to see their matches with Newcastle, and I just think that they're a proper Premier League team. But I had to use my better judgment. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Their recruitment has been good, but they still have a weak back line like Wendy Williams. 17th place, I have Brentford. This has nothing to do with Shook Knight, aka Brian Mbuemo, leaving. The Bees lose a bad B every single season. I won't forget they lost Eriksson, and they also lost Mr. Vegas himself, Ivan Toney. But you see, it's different this season because now they've lost Thomas Frank. All the good players leave, but Thomas Frank is always there to steer the ship, and now they're giving the job to a man who has never managed a club in his life. Yo, Brentford, you could have gave the job to me. Also, I had to put the Bees in 17th place in honor of the man that made the Bee movie himself, Jerry Seinfeld. Go ahead, Google Jerry Seinfeld 17. Now that's a man that's keeping Kareem's dream alive. 16th, no Kareem the Dream, but we're putting Wolves here. Wolves have not been the same since Madueke called their city a dump. I don't think the issue is losing Cunha, because I'm not gonna lie, he scored like a bajillion goals last season for them, and they still finished pretty low. No, their issue is their recruitment. Everybody knows that Wolves' summer transfer window is actually in January. I think they're going to be bad, then they're going to strengthen in January, and then they'll pick things up from there. 15th place, I have Fulham. Fulham's season has been derailed by their rich owner himself, Mr. Tony. Because you see, Tony has brought in no players whatsoever, and they've sold nobody. Like everybody in 2016, these guys are making absolutely no movements. In 14th place, I got West Ham. Now I know what you guys are thinking. What? Toby, that's too high. Have you been paid off by Graham Potter? The answer is yes, I have, but I rejected his advances, which I'm pretty sure he's used to. I mean, look at this schmuck. He looks like the only guy that will be rejected by a prostitute. Now, West Ham are super underwhelming, but I don't think it's because of the players. I think it's because of Potter. Oh, no, that's not right. I gotta say, okay, Potter! Don't worry, West Ham fans. The good news is you guys are going to be terrible. Potter's going to get sacked, and you're going to recruit somebody that's actually cooler, like Big Ange, and he's going to carry you up to the table. Yo, Hammers, look at me. It's going to be all right. 13th, Bournemouth. Yeah, that's when This one hurts. Areola is genuinely such a good manager. I personally feel top 6 in the Premier League right now. How Man U are letting a bum like Amarim run the ship over there while a demon like Areola is walking around the streets of Bournemouth is beyond me. But bro, what are Bournemouth supposed to do? They got their entire spine snatched like Batman when he's facing Bane. But they have made recruitments in the back, including Petrovic, who I think is going to be amazing this season. Bro, if Areola can steer Bournemouth to a top 10 finish this season, he can say nigga in a press conference. I don't care. 12th place, I have Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are drawn to that 12th place finish the same way Paula G is drawn to the worst piano beat you've ever heard in your life. Now, I originally envisioned them finishing higher, but one, I believe Eze's leaving, and two, I believe they're going to put most of their focus into Europe, which I believe they're going to go pretty far in. But yeah, Palace, stick to what you know, boy. Get back to 12th. 11th place, I have Nottingham Forest. The dream is over for Robin Hood FC, or at least any dream of being higher in the Premier League this season. Look, man, they're in Europe, okay? I believe, and I highly advise them to, they're just gonna focus on European football this season. Because I don't think they're getting back into Europe through the Premier League. The league is just much too competitive this season. Plus, because of their owner, Nuno is under more pressure than a president during World War II. 10th place, I have Everton. Yo, I'd be lying if I said this attack was not moving. It's also just a new environment. Everton with the new stadium are going to be moving like a dude with a new haircut. And don't forget, they had a pretty solid defense last season and has pretty much remained the same this season. And I think Grealish is going to be fine this season. He is joining Gareth Barry and Fabian Delph in the alumni of players who have captained Aston Villa, went to Manchester City, and then went to Everton. Why has this happened so many times? 9th place is Spurs. This is not a low prediction, okay? I am basically saying these guys are going to be moving up 7 places from last season. That's a big jump. Now look, despite serious reinforcements and a manager who I really think is good, I still feel like Spurs are going to have growing pains, and they might find themselves in a favorable run in a cup, which they're probably just going to end up prioritizing. Now they could do some serious damage with a guy like Eze or Savinho joining their team, but man, that weeb up top, he's not doing anything for them. 8th place, I have Manchester United. That is right, I put the Chuckle brothers together again. I'm seeing people say that, man, you're gonna finish higher. They saying they could finish in maybe 6th because they spent 200 million on their attack. Let me explain it like this. If you have the most expensive and high-profile military weapons on Earth, but you still hire a clown to manage all of that, guess what? You're gonna look like America during the Vietnam War. Man, you have a good team, but they have a dog-ass manager. That tired-ass 3-4-3 tactic is as effective as liking your crush's story and expecting her to respond to you. It's not working, buddy. Honestly speaking, look at Man U's team last season. You're telling me this is a team that finishes in 50? Again, Man U, pretty good recruitment in the window, but you should have sacked this guy as soon as he lost to Spurs in a European final. I predict Man U are going to come to their senses. They're going to fire this guy, and the new guy that comes in is going to carry them up to 8th. 7th place is the Seagulls. Brighton have been doing their hipster signings once again. So a lot of people aren't even gonna know what movements they've been doing in the summer. They do this every season, man. Even if someone like Bali believes them, they'll just go to the streets of any country in South America and they'll just find a better version of him. My only grievance with Brighton this season is a lack of a killer striker. But these guys are the nerds of the Premier League. They do their research, they're very meticulous with how they handle things, and they have a hipster manager too, who probably woke up this morning drinking a soy latte in a restaurant that looks like this. 6th place, Newcastle. I can't lie, I almost put them lower. They are reaching the territory where they're probably going to need a panic buy a striker. They signed Ramsdale as their goalkeeper, so they're probably getting relegated. They spend 50 million on Alanga. Hey, listen, y'all, man. I like Alanga. He's not worth 50 million with 50 million in his pockets. And overall, Newcastle have just had a pretty rough summer. Whether it's them just getting turned down more times than Wikipedia asking for money, or their sporting director having to leave. But the reason I'm still keeping them even as high as 6th is because they still have good players like Bruno Gomes, Tonali, and they have a pretty good manager with Eddie Howe. I just feel like with the summer, they've fallen behind a couple of teams. I don't even think they're going to do well in the Champions League. 5th place is Aston Villa. Villa haven't had a crazy window in terms of ingoings and outgoings, but I think that's actually going to kind of help them this season. I think their team chemistry is going to be good, especially with the fact that Unai Emery's been here for a minute now. I don't see any reason why they would just fall off. But don't worry, Villa. You're just keeping that 5th place nice and warm for the boys in blue next season. Okay, guys, it is now time for a very controversial top 4. But before we do that, guys, I'm going to need you to pause and make sure that you guys like this video, and please comment down below which rogue footballer you're dedicating your like to. I think I'm gonna dedicate mine to one of my favorite flair players of all time, Mr. J Lings. Shout out to J Lings, but bro, change your hair. You look like a member of a K-pop group. In 4th place, I have Arsenal. Now, I know after my video last week and this current prediction right now, chances are I am going to be found dead in the streets of Birmingham, with the prime suspect being a 5'10" Asian man with glasses. But let me explain, y'all. I think Arsenal's project has been mismanaged, particularly by those at the top. And then when I do see the arguments of why Arsenal are going to win the league, Arsenal just bought a striker. You should have done that last season. Arsenal just bought a backup for Saka. You should have done that last season. Essentially, what I'm saying is, I think last summer for Arsenal killed all their momentum. The way Liverpool are moving this season, strengthening their team after having a good season last season, that should have been Arsenal now. It's also to do with the fact that a lot of Arsenal's transfers don't strike me as ambitious. They signed a lot of backups, and the main transfers just don't feel ambitious. I mean, even Gyökeres, a guy who pretty much Arsenal had a free run at. Arsenal have made good signings, but not great signings. Besides Zubamendi, I think Zubamendi is great. A team's moves should be scaring rival fans. If Arsenal said, screw this, we're going all in for Isak, I would have been shitting myself. If they said, yo, Martinelli, we actually took a look at your passport, and it turns out that you're Bolivian. Bro, you're a fake Brazilian. Yo, get the hell out of here. We're gonna go get a real Brazilian. We're gonna go get Rodrigo. That would make me scared. I think the perfect summary of how Arsenal operate is that weak-ass Tifu they had against PSG. They could have gone all in and got something extravagant, not to help with the game, but just to show their intentions. But instead, they just played it remarkably safe. And that's my thing about Arsenal. I think they are one of the most safe teams of all time. Like, if rival fans are not accusing you of ruining the transfer window, you're doing something wrong. 3rd place, I have Manchester City. Yep, even with that mustache that makes him look like a Pawn star from the 1970s, I think City are still gonna be decent, and that's because they have really been serious with their recruitment this season. And just like the Wolves, I can still see them spending a lot more money in January. Now, I'll be real though. Their defense is kind of shaky, but I think they put all of their onus into attack this season. Renders is probably going to be a pretty good signing. Turkey's most likely going to snatch Phil Foden's chain, which, let's be honest, it's not that hard. And look, it hasn't happened yet, but City are selling a lot of their wingers, which makes me think they're going to get Rodrigo. But it's okay, because they have Edison going into the season. And now it is time for the top 2. Am I going to go full bias here? No, I'm not. I'm going to say Chelsea in 2nd place. Now, y'all got to understand this. I have not backed my team this high since like 2016, okay? It's down to a couple of things. 1, they got a really good manager. 2, they got pretty good personnel. And 3, now I compared Chelsea's fixtures to the other top 6 teams, and I gotta be honest, Chelsea have the most favorable run of games. Having a good season is all about confidence. Having a rough start means it's really hard mentally to climb back. But having a good start can even give you the pseudo-confidence that's gonna help you in bigger matches. Now, Chelsea do have one big issue, and that is the injury of their best defender, Levi Colwill. Also, the issue of evil genius Rick Sanchez being their #1 goalkeeper again. But I think the thing that's going to carry Chelsea for the long run is the fact that their squad depth is insane. So stacked that it will probably give Jamie Carragher a heart attack. And even with a weaker defense, remember, last season, Chelsea and Maresca had the 3rd best defensive record. And I could even see them pushing for a domestic trophy. Now, me putting them in 2nd place does not mean I think that they're going to be close to #1 in terms of points, because I still think #1, surprise, surprise, is going to be Liverpool. Now, there is a part of me deep down that thinks that Salah and Van Dijk might regress, but that part of me is called coping. Look, man, I don't need to explain why they're gonna win. We all know why, and we all feel the exact same way. Before you guys go, the video is not over yet. We still have one more thing to discuss, and that is the individual player awards. For top scorer, I am going so bold. I am predicting that the player that wins the Golden Boot this season is going to be a player whose team finishes outside of the top 6. For context, this has not happened since Kevin Phillips in 2000. It hasn't happened in 25 years. There is a 0.0% chance this happens. But remember, guys, there's 0% chance, 99% faith, 1% chance that I got CTE. Probably more than 1%. Top playmaker, I got Cole Palmer. Chelsea got way too many attackers this season. Palmer's gonna finally be able to feed somebody. Oh, and by the way, If Cole Palmer wins top playmaker after the season that Chelsea finally get rid of Nicholas Jackson, uncomfortable conversations. Player of the season is gonna be Palmer. No, guys, no. I'm tired of being humble. I've seen what this man can do, and hey, let's just be honest with ourselves. This guy's got insane PR. So if Chelsea have a good season, who else is gonna win the trophy? And listen, y'all, if you got an issue with that, then I got a number you can call right now to voice your concerns. It's 44800-SKIN. Call them today. Next award, best young player. My final answer is gonna be Minta from Brighton. He had a really good season last season. He's been great in preseason. I think this season, he's really gonna step it up. Boys, put him in your FPL. Now, no player out of the traditional top 6 has won best young player since it was introduced in 2019-2020. So yeah, I'm going all in. Flop of the season is gonna be Benjamin Šeško. I do not trust Bundesliga strikers at all. And now we got a Bundesliga striker that scored 12 goals in Germany. And now he's playing for a team who, let's be honest, it has not been easy for young players with big price tags to develop. I think Mbuemo and Cunha are gonna be fine, but I think this season's gonna be rough for Šeško. I think maybe next season he'll be back. Best signing, I'm going with Rangers. Man, he's been class since Milan. He's been good at preseason. There's so many high-profile signings this season, especially from Liverpool, but I think he's going to be number 1. Most improved player, I'm going with Jack Grealish. Now, this is a bit of a cop-out because he scored like half a goal last season? If he scores 3 goals this season, that's already an improvement. Jokes aside, I think he's going to do fine at Everton. And last but not least, player to look out for this season. I predicted it last season and it went atrociously, but I'm doing it again this year. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall for Everton. Please do not let me down for back-to-back seasons. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of prediction week. Guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember, guys, drop your predictions down so that maybe in a year's time, you can come back and you can see this. Is there any that you don't agree with? Is there any that you do agree with? Bro, please let me know. They're predictions. That's the whole point of it, you feel me? We're supposed to let all of our opinions out, so I want y'all to feel comfortable doing the same, bro. Anyways, guys, it's been your boy. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you join the journey. Make sure you guys like this video, and make sure you guys subscribe. It has been your boy, the Streets Champ, and here's to a very good season. And this has been the gift of Toby World. Drink it in, man.